What is up, my ghoulish fiends, our horror fanatics? Hope everyone's having a wonderful week so far, or weekend, I should say, since you're listening to this on a Monday. I am joined, as always, by the creatures of the night. We got Gigi, say hello.
Hi.
Chuck.
Hey, everybody.
And Brian, of course.
Hello.
I wanted to start us off. I wanted to give us a little fun little nickname. The
I like that.
This week's episode, I got to curate. We're talking slashers, which is my favorite horror genre. Hope you guys are as excited as I am to talk about this.
Slasher, I barely know her. Okay, I had to say it. Sorry.
Cut that out. I'm kidding. It's good. To kick things off, guys, we are talking horror news, and there was quite a bit. There was a lot of horror news this last week, but we picked a couple that we really wanted to talk about. And I will start us off here. I don't know if you guys saw this yesterday, but
If you love Slash.
Oh.
Sorry. I was trying to pull up my list of slashers.
Technical issues.
Technical
okay.
issues. Is it good now? You good?
Yeah, we're good. Mhm. You're good.
Chuck wants to be your movie guy, guys, if you haven't known this. So the first piece of news here, we have Stephen King's adaptation of The Monkey, which is going to star Theo James, and it's basically Neon picked it up, and it's about this like monkey that gets possessed, and James Wan is producing it, and Osgood Perkins is directing it and writing the script.
It's a remake of Monkey Shines, right?
I don't know. I never saw that one.
I believe it's from the short stories of Stephen King, like the one that Stand By Me was in. I'm 100% positive it's Monkey Shines,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
which will be awesome.
Yeah, they renamed it The Monkey. Elijah Wood's in it, Tatiana Maslany, and a few others.
Yeah, that sounds good. What else did Osgood Perkins do?
He just did Long Legs.
Black Coat's Daughter.
There you go. Okay. Okay. I was like, I know that it's something coming out in my brain.
Black Coat's
glitched.
Daughter was the cream of the crop for Oz.
That was awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was. I'm excited for that one. It sounds pretty cool. Brian, what about you?
Am I excited or what's my news?
Your news.
Okay. So everybody's favorite horror studio, Blumhouse, has announced 3 new movies for 2025. I say new movies. Five Nights at Freddy, December 25th, December 5th, 2025. Mithrigan 2.0, June 27, 2025.
Mithrigan.
And this one will be most exciting for Chuck. Black Phone 2 on October 17th, 2025. They've taken your advice on board.
I'm excited for Black Phone 2. I like Five Nights at Freddy. Okay, maybe. Like I thought that was like a pretty decent film. Mithrigan, no. It's not that I hated the movie, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
I will only be seated for Mithrigan if it's Mithrigan versus Chucky.
Oh yeah, that we still need. But Black
Phone maybe they'll go all the way with Mithrigan.
Hopefully.
Can we stop calling it Mithrigan, please?
I don't think the Black Phone 2 is. I think it's called Black Phone 2 Cordless.
No.
It's a bad joke.
They're using cell phones now.
Yeah.
It's actually a movie about the NSA spying on us. So they're using Ethan Hawke.
Oh my god. Well, my news for the week is that we got that Squirrels movie. Is it called The Scurry?
Yeah, it's called
The
Scurry.
It is? The Scurry was announced with these like with Ella Purnell, and she's fighting these killer squirrels, like this band of killer squirrels. This sounds absolutely ridiculous, but like so good. I'm seated for it. I love this idea. Do we have a killer squirrel movie? Do we have like an evil squirrel movie? I don't think so.
Not that I know of, but we do now.
I love it. I hope their tagline is like, "These squirrels gone nuts." I hope that's what it is.
These
squirrels gone nuts. I will say that squirrels can be kind of scary.
They are.
When I first read that it was a band of squirrels, I thought it was an actual squirrel band.
No, I know. I'm like on Twitter. That's what like the picture was like these
Yeah.
squirrels with banjo.
I was
Squirrels.
like, who's playing the drums? Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Oh my god!
This is
I'm seated for
unhinged
it.
today.
Chuck,
In other news, and
Yeah.
big news for genre fans, July 18th, 2025, I Know What You Did Last Summer is coming back to theaters. Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt are expected to return. It is directed by Jennifer Caitlin Robinson, who did Do Revenge, which was a decent flick. And Neil Moritz is producing, but they are trying to recapture, the theme of the original. And I think this is one that I'm actually excited for a reboot, especially because Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. are coming back. So I think that'll be cool. But I hope it's not like, like how they did like that 70s show and then they did that 80s show and then they just like implanted them in there with new people. And that's probably what they're going to do. They're going to be like this old couple that's just like, he's a Gorton's fisherman with a hook.
I am not gonna lie. I don't know if I'm excited for this because I actually don't like the I Know What You Did Last Summer franchise. I think that they're pretty okay. Granted, I actually only remember like the first one. I know that I've seen the others, but like because there's 2 other ones, right? Like I know
Yeah. They're not
yeah.
good.
I don't even remember those, but I don't care for the first one. I thought it was like pretty boring. So I'm hoping that this is like, I don't know, going to breathe some new entertaining life into it.
You take that back, okay?
It's
what are
boring.
you waiting for? You don't. It's the greatest scene ever. I'm
The
right
only-
here.
The only good scene. No, I'm just kidding. I'm such a hater.
I would almost rather them reboot Urban Legends since there's been so many like new things that happen in society like
Oh,
that are
fuck yeah.
urban legends. I would love to see a reboot of that. That would
is-
be something I'd be in for.
Okay, this is like a random fact about like an urban legend or just like myth stuff. Okay, you know the chupacabra, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe that that was only created in 1995? 1995. Yes, that originated in 1995. Isn't that nuts?
That's
Do you mean
that's our
discovered,
next
not
episode.
created?
Yeah, discovered.
I thought the
That's be our-
chupacabra was really tied to like real deep, old, ancient Mexican folklore because it used to
Nope.
grab little kids off the shore and eat them.
Nope. Literally, it was
95.
like
You're thinking of
uh-huh,
La Llorona.
I might have known somebody that graduated in 1995.
I was like 3.
Wasn't me. Yeah,
I was
it
like
wasn't me.
alive.
I was born
Yeah.
in 91.
Yeah, me
I
too.
think that's crazy.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
our
know.
next
He's
episode,
old.
by the way, guys.
Yeah.
We're
What'd you say?
doing. That's our next episode. We're doing mythological creatures and urban legends.
Oh my god, yes. I'm so excited.
I'm talking about the Jersey Devil and why we haven't gotten a good movie.
It's
Oh,
coming out.
Yeah.
I'll save it for next week.
Sweet.
Good. Okay. Well, that's all the news for the week, guys. Let's dive right into this week's theme, which is slashers. My favorite. So let's talk about some of our favorites, a few that you guys are looking forward to this year. Let's talk about some of our favorites and a few that you guys are looking forward to this year. And let's start off with you, Brian.
So I'm not the hugest slasher fan. I'll watch them all. I think they're all good movies, but I would put supernatural stuff before it. So favorites, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th. Although again, they're not great movies, but I have a soft spot for them because of Jason. And I'm probably blanking on every single slasher ever made right now. So I'll maybe wait to hear some of yours, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I like that one too.
It happens. Gigi?
I do like slashers. Again, it's not my favorite genre just because I think there's so many of them and it is kind of like easy. I think there's a formula for slasher movies. So if you follow that, I feel like you can pump out like a decent one. But that being said, I there are a lot that I enjoy. Like I love Scream. Love Scream 4. It gets a lot of hate, but I think it's great. I love Happy Death Day. Absolutely love Happy Death Day. And another one that gets a lot of hate that I think is phenomenal is Prom Night. Like the newer one with Brittany Snow. I love that movie, and I didn't realize that it gets shit on so much. I think
Oh,
it's
it does.
great. Yeah, I thought it was a great freaking movie. So
I like
just the
it.
ones, yeah, and then like the originals,
I'm
like
with you.
or like some of like just like the classics like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah, I'm not really a Friday the 13th fan, but Texas Chainsaw is good.
There's some good ones in there. I'm surprised like Prom Night didn't get more love because I also really enjoyed that one too.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah, I liked it.
For me, I got obviously Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street. I feel like that's a perfect slasher. It's kind of like a mix of like supernatural and slasher.
Yeah.
Does Ready or Not count as a slasher? No.
I would say
I
no.
don't know because they're killing each other. There's not like one killer.
Yeah. Black Christmas, which I finally watched for the first time
Oh,
last year,
yeah.
and that was
That's great.
awesome. And Scream. You can never forget about Scream. Scream's the one that like really like changed the game later on in the 90s.
It did.
Really did. What about you, Chuck?
Obviously the general consensus of everything that comes off the top of your head, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Halloween 1 in particular is very dear to my heart.
Mhm.
So I like some underrated slashers that I don't think get a lot of love. In particularly, I think the most underrated slasher of all time is You're Next. And I
Oh,
think it's an
yes.
absolute fucking banger of a slasher that doesn't get enough love.
Yes.
And I was also gonna, if you didn't, Gigi, I was gonna mention Happy Death Day because I think they're, and I even like the second one. I think they're
Oh, yeah.
exceptionally well done. But then there's like, there's like some underground ones that people don't talk about, neither, like Intruder and House by the Cemetery. They're, a lot older films, but they have such a creepy slasherish vibe. And I also would kind of argue, I don't know if the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a slasher film.
I don't know because like you think when I think
It
slasher,
could
I'm like,
be.
oh, they slash with a knife or something, but it's like, well, he's like, I think
Hunting
it's
them.
still like he's one killer that's hunting them,
Yeah.
and he just happens to
That's
be
fair.
using a chainsaw.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, and I forgot too, because you bringing up Happy Death Day again reminded me of Totally Killer, and I love Totally Killer.
I didn't
I like
see it,
Totally
but
Killer.
that reminds me of Freaky. I fucking love Freaky.
Yeah, Catherine
Freaky was
Newton.
fun. Mhm.
Yeah, that's
I
so
liked
fun.
Final Girls. Final Girls was good.
Final Girls, Tragedy Girls was also good.
Yes. Also, one I did forget that I was wanting to remember is X, more recently.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yes.
thought X was great.
Great.
X
A
was great.
slasher that I've never seen that has been on my watch list for years is Slumber Party Massacre.
It's good.
Is
Yeah,
that what it
good.
is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's good. Mhm.
I've never seen it.
I mean, that Chopping Mall. There's a lot of like old ones that are good. Summer of '84 is a great little
Oh,
twist
yeah,
on a
yeah.
slasher that's a banger.
Sleepaway
There's
Camp,
so
The
many.
Burning.
Oh, Sleepaway Camp,
Sleepaway
yeah.
Camp, The Burning. Yeah, agreed. There's some good. The Burning is a really fucking good movie. Really well done.
Yes, yeah.
For a slasher.
The Time They Dreaded Sundown.
I never watched it. I actually just started it the other day, then I got way too sleepy.
Yeah, it
That
just
happened to
made
me.
it just made its resurgence on TikTok like things do. And I think
Yeah.
it's getting a little bit too hyped up.
Yeah.
But I will also say, how can we even begin to talk about slashers if we can't talk about a movie that I know that Gigi and Seth, and especially Seth, love, and that's Art the Clown and Terrifier 1 and 2.
I was like,
with
wait,
the
what movie?
upcoming
Yeah, which
Terrifier
movie?
3. Mhm.
Terrifier
That's-
2 I liked. Terrifier 1 I could not watch again and be happy.
No, I respect it.
I respect Art as a slasher though. You're right though. It is like it's a well-received slasher movie, and I think Art is a very cool slasher character.
I think it's the beginning of this generation's Halloween, Friday the 13th, or
Oh,
Nightmare
yeah.
on Elm Street. For
100% agree.
for this generation, yeah, because those weren't that great either, like
Yeah.
on a technical level.
Exactly. So,
Terrifier 2. Art's the icon that we needed, okay? These freaking dogs.
your
Guys,
dog's in the
I've tried to remove them from the situation, and then they keep opening the door. And if I close it, you're just gonna hear crying from the little one. So
Oh my god, that's like my
Well,
dogs. Honestly, they're not. They're
They're
not that bad.
smart.
You can't really hear them.
They
No,
are
no, they're
smart.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah, they're fine.
Well, you can cut me out or something. I don't.
No, I'd
They
leave
like-
it in. That's what people will subscribe for this.
Right.
Yeah, they like slashers.
Yeah, exactly.
They like
Mhm.
slashers. Exactly. They want to be
Mhm.
part of it. Wednesday is
That's
a
all.
slasher. I'm gonna be the victim. She's the killer.
What's
This
next?
episode's what's next is there are 3 films that I think can be considered the slasher that started it all. You got Psycho, Black Christmas, and Halloween. In your opinion, which you think had the most impact on the genre? And we'll start with you, Chuck.
Wow, on the spot. Most impact between Halloween, Psycho, and Black Christmas. I think Black Christmas gained traction 20 years after it was released. So I
Mhm.
don't think it had as much initial impact. Halloween had a juggernaut of an impact, not initially, but a couple months after it was released, it really picked up steam. I think Psycho is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
I would say Halloween. I think Halloween, I mean, to say Halloween is more iconic than Hitchcock's Psycho is a very bold statement because Psycho is very, very iconic. But there's not kids in this generation that are 16, 17, 18 that are talking about Alfred Hitchcock, but every single one of them knows Michael Myers. So I would give
Yeah.
it to the original Halloween would be where I would go with that.
I agree. Gigi.
I agree. Like I think in forms of like impacting other horror films throughout the years, Psycho, I think a lot of people take so much inspiration from it, and that did like set the tone for slashers. But as far as like what has had the most impact, I think Halloween by far, because that still also has inspired so many current like horror movies, or just any horror movie after Halloween came out. And like Chuck said, like there's like not a single person out there, even people that don't watch horror movies, that know who Michael Myers is and like kind of the gist of the movie, so I have to go with Halloween.
Yeah, I mean, they just finished that trilogy, and there's people fighting over the rights to make another shitty trilogy. So, like, says a lot.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting the TV shows coming out too. They're making a TV show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that I'm excited for because I feel like with the TV show, there's more that you can do with it, and you can kind of like expand the story. But I don't know. Like, are they going to recast Laurie Strode? Is that like what's happening here?
They're keeping that kind of under wraps, but I did read that they have pulled a couple of the writers from the better of the films to like collaborate into the TV show. So that was really the fact that they even put the effort into getting people that have dealt with the original material together to make that show really intrigued me, because it's not it's not so-and-so writer in parentheses that made some shit-ass Tubi movie that they thought was cool. You know what I mean? It's like some original stuff. So I think that's a good idea.
I want Lauren Lavera or Samara Weaving to play Laurie if they do recast it.
Oh, yes. That'd be nice.
I think Halloween. I'm with you guys on Halloween. I think it's been so impactful, and plus, like Psycho is the original slasher, but kind of like what you guys said, that we've gotten so many more Halloween films over the last couple of years, so it's like that's the one thing that's always going to be on everybody's mind. It's not like we've gotten a good Psycho remake or anybody's attempted to remake Psycho. I feel like Maxine is going to help kind of push Psycho because a lot of it takes place at the Bates Motel and the Psycho house. So a lot of people who are like new to horror, who's like started with the X franchise, they're going to see this and be like, oh, well, what's this from? Let me go watch that. So I think that will kind of make a little push for Psycho.
Yeah, that's fair. Did you guys watch Bates Motel? I loved that show.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Bates Motel was good.
So good. What about you, Brian?
So good.
Yeah, it's Halloween. Psycho's obviously got a legacy. Probably wouldn't have Halloween without Psycho, but
yeah,
in terms of what we know as a slasher now, definitely Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy too because I never knew for the longest time that in Psycho, Jamie Lee Curtis's mom is the one who gets killed, and I'm just like,
oh, I had no idea until now. I was today years old.
Yep, the Jamie Lee Curtis's mom.
Did it shock any of you that Jamie Lee Curtis came out and said that she absolutely hates Halloween and the franchise and only did it for money? Does that tarnish the legacy of Halloween for you?
No.
Nah. Not real. I don't know why. I feel like it was anything else.
Yeah, or her as a final girl, because people herald her, so high as a final girl, but it's like you kind of duped us for 30 years.
I don't know. I like not really, because I think
matter?
it's just so like ingrained.
Mhm.
It's just made such a legacy of its own that I don't think that affects me. I think if it was something else, like, okay, for example, like if it was, I don't know, like Mia Goth, with like the X trilogy things, because it's so fresh and it's like something so new, I'd be like, oh, that fucking sucks. Like,
Yeah.
But since it's been so long and it's created its own like universe, I feel like that, doesn't really affect it.
Yeah,
It also kind of, I was gonna say, it also kind of like goes into like what Nev Campbell taking Scream again. Like she's getting paid a bag for that. Like, could we say that she's only doing it for the money now?
I mean, yeah, probably. But.
Yeah. So
good for her. I would do it for the money too.
Yeah.
If Scream 7 people are watching, hit me up.
Give me the 30 million. I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Scream. She is the face of Scream.
Yeah.
I got to watch Scream last night in the cinema on 35mm, and it's something else watching it in the cinema. Like, it's so good.
Oh, that's so. I love that they're doing that, like re-releasing movies in the theater, because there really is like it does hit different when you watch it in a movie theater. It's so much better.
100%.
Like what we were talking
I'm
about
very
Hereditary last
jealous of
week.
that.
Horror deserves to be seen in the theater, guys.
I think so too.
I agree.
Can we, sorry, cut you off, Seth. Can we include then Scary Movie? Because the amount of times I was watching Scream and it was making me think of a scene from Scary Movie.
Oh,
that as a slasher? Like I kept on.
That is a slasher.
100%. You can't like. I feel like you can't think of Scream without Scary Movie. I feel like Scary Movie did add so much value to the Scream franchise. Like I don't know. I'm gonna die on that.
I mean, that it did, because you know that you're iconic when something rips you off and parodies you. Like that is,
and is like just as good.
That's a bold statement, but I agree with it.
Scary Movie ruined Scream for me though. Like I can't watch Scream now and be like, it's like, what's up?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like it's so like that means it's so iconic in its own way. Like that's crazy.
People are gonna listen to this episode and be like, "Did you guys smoke before the episode or what?" It's like, no, I just didn't have coffee.
It's very unhinged.
It is.
Unhinged. But this is good. We needed an episode like this, which is why the next question that we have here: if you were thrown into a slasher, guys, who would you want the villain to be, and what are your odds of survival? I'm going first here, and I'm taking on Chucky, because all you got to do is punt the little guy, and like we'll kick him into fucking space to go fight the leprechaun. And but honestly, I'm not surviving. I'm gonna be the first one to die. If it's us four versus some type of slasher icon, you guys are gonna push me down a hill or something, and like I'm screwed. Right?
Well, I was going to choose Chucky. I reckon then, since throw me in with Jason, just because it would be quick, so I wouldn't really have to overthink it. I'd be like, I just give up immediately. I'd be like, you know what, machete.
Yeah.
Do it. Let's go.
And me.
I'm not even fighting back. Yeah, I'm not fighting back.
And me. Chuck.
Like fuck it. If I had Jason, I would, and I knew I was going to go, I'd ask him to recreate putting me in the sleeping bag. But I love that. Did you ever think about Chucky? Because like if you did have to go against Chucky could just put his spirit into like somebody else that's like more ferocious and bigger if he really wanted to. And I think people underestimate that. But if I had to pick, I would pick the Strangers from The Strangers Chapter 1, because that gentleman had every opportunity to wipe them off the planet very easily. And it looked simple to me, like, because he could have just shotgunned one of them, been done. So like I like my chances with them, because I don't think they're supernatural or anything. Like I think I have a better chance against human beings, because I think they are just deranged human beings, but I'd still probably be in that Loud Pile Leaves and get butchered and die. So That's my pick.
I think, okay, this reminds me, I relate everything to tweets, but one of my favorite tweets is it was like, I would survive Texas Chainsaw Massacre simply because I would never be in Texas in the first place. And I think that's the funniest shit ever. Because same, but I was going to choose Chucky because he's just Widow. So you just kick him or run, or Michael
He's so
Myers.
Widow.
I guess that he is like an entity, like, you know, he is the entity. So it's like, but he just, I feel like you could just outrun him. I feel like a
Listen.
lot of slashers, you could just outrun them. They don't run.
They did in the 2009 Friday the 13th. And
Okay, that's fair.
That's why that's OP. But to be fair, I was going to say, they don't run. And listen, I'm out of shape and I can outrun fucking Michael Myers. That dude's just like walking at like 1 mile per hour.
Just a saunter. Like that's what I do. Or scream, don't answer your fucking phone. I already don't call me, I'm not answering. So
we know too much horror trivia, we'd be fine.
yeah, I feel honestly my odds of survival great. And if it was even the strangers, I would simply actually fight to survive. So I feel like I would survive.
You know what,
I'm betting on myself.
I changed mine. Put me with the guy from In a Violent Nature.
Oh, yeah.
I'm outrunning him. Like, I could literally just like do like a nice little walk.
Dude, he was kind of quick, man. And he can hold his breath for a long ass time. No, not after
the movie hasn't come out.
Listen, no spoilers, but yeah, no spoilers. But after I seen what I seen, no, I don't want nothing to do with that. Nope, nope, no yoga for me.
His minion head.
Wow.
What is it about the slasher genre, guys, that makes it so popular? Do you think it's the kills, the person behind the mask, how they blend the comedy with horror sometimes? You know, it's the horror subgenre that like honestly never stops giving. Like we just got Thanksgiving and a few others. What do you think, Gigi? What do you think that makes it so popular? That
I think that one, because it does like follow somewhat of a formula. So I think that it's like if you follow that formula, it's pretty good. And also I think it's the mystery of like who is behind the mask and why they're doing it, because that just keeps you invested the entire time. Even if the movie is like somewhat drags or is kind of boring in parts, I feel like with slashers, you are always invested in like, okay, well, I kind of have a guess of who it is, but maybe not so much why they're doing it. So yeah, I think it's just the mystery behind it all, the who and the why.
Chuck, what about you?
I'm going to piggyback off of Gigi. I agree with the mystery, and I think this big, entity of this fucking thing that is just relentless coming, get your heart pumping when you watch it. But if I'm being 100% honest, slashers is where the kills came from, and I'm in it for the kills. And they, like in the 80s, they were always, how can you outdo the last one with this one? And I mean, they came up with some pretty batshit, even to In a Violent Nature, which is 2024. They are still sitting around with groups of people trying to figure out how to do these inventive, creative kills in slashers, and that's what I'm signed up for. I want to see that. So, and they're fun. They're just a lot of fun, even if they're somewhat scary.
Yeah.
Ryan?
Yeah, I think they covered it. I'm not such a huge fan of the whodunit ones. Scream nailed it in the first attempt. So I like the supernatural, like your Jasons, your Michael, Freddy. I prefer that kind of slasher because I think things like Thanksgiving, and it's just like, spoilers, it's just a police officer again. I'm like, I didn't care. Everything up until that point, fantastic. And it's like, that's a killer. I was like, all right, cool. So yeah, supernatural slashers is what we need more of. We need a good Terrifier.
We need a good Terrifier.
That's okay. That's fair. I do agree with you on that. Like the supernatural slashers are like, it's a good mix. I like that.
Or having some kind of like story, like I like when they give you some story behind it. And that's why I liked, and I know people hate it, but that's why I liked Halloween 2 from Rob Zombie, because they gave you so much backstory to like his trauma and everything he went through. It's like, okay, I can get on board with this massacre. You know what I mean? Like it almost made you empathize with it.
Yeah.
Can't believe we waited 30 minutes for you to mention that, Chuck. I thought that was going to be the first thing you mentioned.
2958.
Before I forget, just because I have to give it some love as well, as Leslie Vernon needs to shout out as a
Mm.
top-notch slasher movie as well.
That is good.
100%.
I'm with you guys. All hit the nail on the head here. I mean, for me, I I love Thanksgiving because it blends humor with some fun kills, and I think like the kills is what really brings me to the genre and like the whodunit aspect because I love like mysteries where it's like, and maybe it's because I watched Scooby Doo growing up and I was like, who's under that mask? And that like, so I love that whole aspect of it, and I mean the kills like. Terrifier 2, that bedroom scene is like the most memorable kill in my mind since before I watched In a Violent Nature, and like those screams stuck with me for weeks. And it's like when you come up with like different ways to kill people but make it fun and like not as serious, like something like Saw, I think that makes a good slasher.
Oh
And
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
'cause then
think
it
that
just,
that new
Go ahead, Jack.
scene do you think that scene trumps the Terrifier 2 scene
Which one? What do you mean?
In a
that
Violent
you
Nature.
compared it to?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
think it trumps it? I mean, I
no,
do. A million percent.
Well, I think the brutality of that Terrifier 2 scene makes it worse. But I will say, I don't know. I think the
I'm just
In
gonna
Violent
mute
Nature is
all
more
your
inventive.
microphones.
Yeah. In Violent Nature is more inventive. I'll say that.
Okay.
That's fair.
Just
Change it, yeah.
Okay. New subject.
Brian's
No,
like, God
no
damn it, guys,
minor
stop
spoilers all
talking
over the
about
place.
it.
Yeah, I
Brian,
know.
Brian, it's epic.
Yeah, it's epic.
There wasn't
I mean,
anything
Well,
spoiled though.
Yeah, we're not spoiling anything. Just expect a
minor,
really cool
very
kill.
minor spoilers.
When he watches it, he's gonna be like, "This is what you guys were talking about."
Mid.
Mm-mm.
Mid.
Mm-mm. He's gonna love it.
He better.
I think it will.
Let's discuss some horror movies that we watched this week. Do you guys have any favorites? And we'll start with you, Brian.
So I got to see Humanist Vampire, Secret.
Wait, you already saw that before though, huh?
Yeah, but not in the cinema. So I got to see it in the cinema this
Oh,
time.
okay,
And
cool.
I thought it was. I actually put it up as half star or a star in my rating after seeing it in the cinema because it's so good. Like it's such a fresh story that we haven't really seen before.
Mm-hmm.
I know it wasn't super popular, but I enjoyed that Faceless After Dark. I thought that was a
Oh
nice
yeah, I
take
need to watch
on
that.
how rough it is for women who make content on the internet. And there's a movie I watched at this Done Dead festival that I'm repping their merch just now, but you can't see it. It was called Falling Stars, and technically Falling Stars are witches coming to Earth, and then they just make people vanish. And it's slow, and a lot of people will not enjoy it at all. But I think people here would get something out of it. So
I
That
like
sounds up
that.
my alley. Mhm.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I
Sounds
finished
cool.
watching, I was like, I think Chuck will like this. So
I like the
those
name.
are the three main things. Yeah. It's beautifully shot, and it's like, as far as I'm aware, it's just like super low budget. But yeah, they put a lot of love into it, which is you can see in a whole bit of lore, which we don't get a lot of in English language horror, as we discussed last week. But there's
Mhm.
just they drop you into this universe as if witches are real. You're just like, okay, cool. Kind of
They
like
are.
when Evil Lurks last year, when it was just like Rottens are real. And you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
They're here.
I
like
loved that. Yeah, that's cool.
It was cool. For me, Tyler actually made a post about it the other day. And I watched Dog Soldiers for the first time.
Wait, what?
Dog
Ty-
soldiers, I think. Not
Yeah.
dog shoulders.
Dog
Wait,
Soldiers.
dog shoulders.
Soldiers.
Okay.
Soldiers. Jesus, guys.
I was
I
like, is
love
he
dog
saying dog
shoulders.
shoulders, dark shoulders, dark soldier?
Dog Soldiers.
Oh, that is peaking. Jeez. Turn the volume down on that bit, Brian.
Yeah, so I watched that movie. It was cool. It had some sweet werewolves in it.
Oh, sweet werewolves.
Sweet
Set.
werewolves.
Where's that film set, Seth?
It is set in Ireland. In
boo
some
you,
giant,
Ireland.
in some giant
Scotland.
forest.
Ireland's
Scotland.
beautiful.
It is in Scotland.
Oh, it's
It
in
is in
Scotland. Oh,
Mhm.
boo, Seth.
How
Get
do
it
I
wrong.
remove somebody from this?
Listen, I watched it for
delete
the
user.
werewolves, okay? Not where it was based.
Okay.
It's
You
a
I'll
might
great
watch
prefer
that
to
one
hear it.
where it's
movie.
based.
It is a great werewolf movie, but
It really
Scotland.
is.
To anybody I offended, I apologize.
Okay, so
Uh,
Dog Soldiers.
Yep.
Okay,
And
cool.
The Crow I watched last night.
Mm.
Oh, nice. In theater?
Yeah, it was they did a re-release, or my friend hosts monthly screenings, and he had the 4K remastered version of it and just threw it on. So I went to see that last night with a few friends, and it was awesome. Perfect 90s nostalgia.
That's so
That's
fun. I'm gonna
awesome.
see it later this month when it comes out on Regal or to Regals.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. It's honestly perfect, and I am more now interested to see how this sequel or remake or whatever the hell that they're trying to do here, how that's gonna pan out.
Yeah.
But what about you, Gigi?
I'm jealous.
I've watched this Tubi movie, this Tubi original called Killer Body Count. And
Mm.
it is I have a I don't like when they make horny teenager movies because it's
Mhm.
like you're watching teenagers and you're like, and it's like, okay, yes, this is what teenagers do, but they looked like teenagers, so it was kind of uncomfortable to watch. But I will say it had some insanely good kills, and it's very much like this it's about these sex craved teenagers that go to this conversion camp, and where they're trying to rid them of their sins of desire or homosexuality and stuff. And so it has a fun ending to it, but the kills were fucking awesome for a TV original. They were some of the best I've seen from this year, for a lower budget. I watched High Tension for the first time,
Oh,
and yeah, I had never seen it before, and that was
did
really
the
good.
twist work for you?
No, I I didn't like the
Me
twist.
neither. Me neither.
I was it just didn't make any sense. I
Mm-mm.
really tried to make sense of the twist, and I was like, it just doesn't make any sense
How did
whatsoever.
you how did you try and make sense of it? Just I'm curious to what you thought
I
happened.
I tried to make
Consider so
sense.
patronizing, sorry.
Ryan's
Minor
like, maybe you
spoilers.
just didn't get it. No, I'm just kidding. I tried to
No.
make sense of it in the sense of why certain scenes, for example, when they're in the truck, okay, and the guy, the evil man is driving,
Yes.
but she's in the
It's-
back trying to be like, oh, let me save you, whatever her friend's name is. Where I'm thinking back and I'm like, how is this possible? If she was this persona of this evil guy, how was she driving and in the back of the car saving this girl? Does that make you do you know what scene I'm talking about?
From memory, yeah, no, I was the same. Yeah, when I first watched it, I was the exact same. I was like, this makes no sense. It's ruined the whole movie with this reveal. But I was reading about it, and I think at the start of the movie, it's her that's telling the story. So she's an unreliable narrator talking to the police, saying, "No, this is what happened, really." So there is no guy. But she's telling the story that there is a guy to try and get off from the crime. If that makes sense.
Okay. And that makes more sense. I just think that I think when you're towards the end of the movie, when they switch into the perspectives of okay, we see him chasing her, and then it switches to I forget all of their names, and then it switches to the main girl chasing her. I'm just I don't know, certain thing. It just felt very inconsistent. Okay, I can understand that if they're trying to set it up she's an inconsistent, storyteller or witness or whatever, but then it just doesn't line up with the story that's actually
it's
being
not
told on
perfect,
screen.
but
Yeah.
at least it made more sense to me when I heard that. But I still think it's deeply flawed the way they've done it.
Yeah. But even for it being a deeply flawed storytelling, I still I loved everything up until the reveal. I watched that, and then I rewatched Sinister because I felt I wanted to watch a really good scary movie, and it's so good. And some things I totally
So
forgot
good.
about. I was like, oh, I don't remember this happening. So I hadn't seen it in forever, since it released pretty much, and it's just as good as I remember, if not better.
So
I'm
good.
introducing you to Scott Derrickson at Fantastic Fest, so you can tell him how much you love Sinister.
I love Sinister.
I told him it scared me, and he was like, sick. And I was like, okay, cool.
Okay. End of convo.
End of combo.
Sick.
Chuck.
I watched a lot this week. I watched a film called Run on Tuesday, and it was okay. It was a nice little premise. Couple gets married, redoes their vows 5 years later in the desert, and they get caught up in this thing where they get chased. It's like a revenge type thing, and it had some really cool moments, but it had some. It's like watchable, but I didn't love it. I'll forget about it next week, but it's okay. And the best thing that I watched this week, I believe, is a film called Eight Eyes, and it will be coming out in June, end of June or beginning of July on Shudder. They just got picked up for distribution to Shudder, which I'm really happy for that team. Because they made it for like nothing. Like they did the same thing that Local Boogeyman did. I mean, they were maxing out their credit cards and doing everything they could to fill this vision. And I love a underdog story like that. But I mean, the whole entire movie was shot in Serbia and Yugoslavia on location, which they never allowed to happen over there to film.
Oh, wow.
And the perspective between 16 millimeter and Super 8 camera and the way that they blended the journey of this couple through the film. And you think it's that basic setup, they meet this guy, they're on a train traveling the countryside for their anniversary. And he's like, hey, telling them the story about like the culture of the land. It's like, hey, well, we can get off here and go see this place that my grandparents curated, blah, blah, blah. And it turns into a family of psycho type kind of thing. But it's so different than, I feel discrediting it to say a generic statement like that, because the twist they put on it has a very deep supernatural psychedelic element to it that I thought was really cool, that I didn't understand. But when I watched the last 40 minutes again, I was like, oh, this is fucking, I really thought that this was really well done. Like once you grab it. So I really enjoyed it. And I think you guys will all like it.
That's cool.
Just so you know, when I'm editing this video, when you said a Serbian film in there, I'm going to throw up a graphic for a Serbian film and have like those klaxons going off, like just so everyone gets really excited.
I said Serbia.
I know.
Finally, something.
You're talking about a good Serbian film, so there's only one good Serbian film.
Only one.
Something good. Finally, something good's coming.
Where are the edgelords at?
I know.
Put the sunglasses on, Chuck.
And then there's another one that's on Tubi called All Eyes, and don't get them confused because there's 8 Eyes and then there's All Eyes. And All Eyes is about these two gentlemen and this retired farmer, and it's a creature feature. And it's a really well done creature feature. But it's more about like the heart of the relationship that these two gentlemen develop over time while being in a situation with a creature that like wants to destroy the world. So it's a really interesting, intimate take on regret and guilt and shame and like the things that you went through in life at your like final moments. Or are you going to just give up and deal with all these things? Or are you finally going to stand up for yourself and like fight? Like it's a real nice element to it, because I'm not used to seeing that from a creature feature. And I really, really like, because I'm an emotional guy, and I really like it pulled my heartstrings, and it really, for a horror movie, and I was like, this is way deeper than it has any business being. But then it turns into like full-fledged creature, and it's a fucking really cool flick. I really liked it.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I love creature features, and honestly, I feel like indie horror and like stuff that's been put on Tubi recently, even on Shudder, has been just so much better than the mainstream stuff that we've been getting.
It's not even close.
Yeah, I can't wait for people to see Oddity and like Azrael.
Yeah.
Like, and they don't even have. Well, Oddity does, but Azrael doesn't have a buyer yet. I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
It did not get picked up.
Not yet. It will.
No, it will.
It will. So I wanted to end this here with something new. I wanted to try doing a draft of our favorite horror movies and let our audience pick which of us had the better list here. So we're going to go around in a snake order and just basically give a movie. And obviously you can't take somebody else's if they've already used it. So pick wisely. Choose wisely, people. So we're going to start off with Gigi, because ladies first, and then me, Chuck, and then Brian. And then obviously it like goes in reverse. So Brian, Chuck, me, and then Gigi. So to start us off,
how many picks?
We get 10 picks. Sorry.
Okay.
10 picks. Okay.
I don't know that many movies.
I know.
We can do 5. Do you want to do 5?
I'm like, what's it movie?
10's fine.
Okay, I was saying if you don't know 10 horror movies that are your favorite,
Wait, are these
No.
just horror movies or slashers?
we're doing horror because I
Horror.
feel like slashers was like too
Oh,
difficult to do.
so it's
I
like
was
your
like, let's
it's like your 10, like you're drafting your best
top
team
10.
of
Yep.
horror movies.
Yep.
Oh, let's fucking go!
Yeah, it seemed more fun than doing slashers. So,
Excited.
yeah. Gigi, start us off.
Okay. I am going to consider this a horror movie because it has horror elements. Okay. So I'm going to start off with Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's a good one. I like
You're going to
that.
steal one of my picks there with that start.
I'm starting off with Halloween. So, I'm not letting you guys take that. Chuck.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Damn it. That was my first pick.
What do you got, Brian?
I'll go for Jaws.
Jaws. Okay. I'm writing these down as we go.
So doesn't Brian double picks? He gets back to back, right?
Yeah.
So, Brian, you're back.
So I will go with The Thing, the 80s version,
Ooh.
not the 2011.
Shit.
That's a good one. Chuck, you said Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? So, okay.
Yes. I'm gonna take David Cronenberg's The Fly.
Ooh. I like that. That's a good one. I'm gonna take Wreck.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm taking Wreck here. Gigi.
The Descent.
Oh, I should have said that.
Jeez.
Thought that was gonna come back around.
Oh, I get to go again, huh?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. 28 days later.
Ooh, Gigi got bangers.
Yeah. I am gonna take Ready or Not.
Mm,
Is that a
Brian?
horror movie?
It's Chuck next, is it not?
horror comedy, yeah.
Horror comedy.
Oh,
Horror
yeah. Chuck.
comedy. So what I have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Fly.
Yeah.
I am going to go found footage, and I'm going to take Garngium Haunted Asylum.
Oh, that was on my list.
Okay.
I'm going to take, just to annoy Chuck, Hereditary.
What do you got next, Brian?
I will go, I do have a list up here. Does Alien count?
Yes.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay, I'll take Alien.
Is that,
All right,
Chuck?
back to you, Chuck.
This is so tough. I don't want to go too off the beaten path with my weirdo things.
Just do
I'm
it.
gonna
You know
take. I'm gonna take the Train to Busan.
Oh, that's
Okay.
so good.
Good.
what? I thought you were about to say a Serbian film, but
Dude, I thought so too.
No, that's
do
number.
it.
That's
Do it.
number 10.
I'm gonna
This
take
is fun.
Scream.
Oh, I can't believe it's been that. We forgot about
Yeah.
Scream.
I'm taking Scream.
Okay. I'm going to take Talk to Me.
Good choice.
I love that one.
And then back to back, I'm going to take Trick or Treat.
Oh man,
Another good choice.
that's good. It's back to me again, right?
Yep.
Yes.
I am gonna take. What do I want to take here? Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warrior.
Oh, that's good.
Love it.
Brian or Chuck?
Chuck.
Yep.
I would like to select Poltergeist.
Oh, great.
That was a good one. Great picks here, guys. So far, I'm
Thank
winning.
Each their own. No, just kidding.
Brian,
I will take The Ring or Ringu.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
we'll be specific. You want the
Yeah,
American version
yeah.
or-
Which one?
Yeah.
Japanese, please.
Yeah. I'll take Japanese.
I will take that. Brian, you're back.
I will. I've not done any found footage, so I'll take Blair Witch.
Ooh, love it.
That's a divisive take.
Yep. Chuck.
I will take the original version of Michael Haneke's Funny Games.
Oh, great pick.
That movie is rough.
Rough.
I love it.
It is great.
Love
I'm gonna take 30 Days a Night.
Nice. I'm gonna take Cabin Fever,
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a wild choice.
and another one. I'm gonna take Sinister. It's fresh
Love
on my mind.
it.
Sinister.
Banger.
Guys, I think I have the best list.
Yeah, your list is pretty good. It's pretty solid.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. What do I want to pick here, guys? I'm pulling up
Got
my
a big
list.
Uh-oh.
I know.
He went to the list.
Whoa, guys.
What about you could put dog shoulders on your list?
Oh yeah,
No,
dog
yeah,
shoulders.
dog shoulders.
Or dark shoulders, whichever one you want.
I'm doing the Evil Dead 2013.
Ooh, banger.
That's
Love
great.
it.
Great.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
4, 5, 6. So this is number 7. I'm gonna, in my best Corey Feldman, I'm gonna take Cry Little Sister. I'll take the Lost
Nice.
Boys, please.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Brian.
I will take The Shining.
God
The
damn it. I was
Shining?
literally just about to say nobody's taken that yet.
And I also take The Wailing.
Oh great.
Ooh, the Wailing. I see your wailing, and I take the Sadness.
Nice.
Oh.
Good one.
Chuck's
Good
going
one,
for
Chuck.
that disturbing.
Yeah, he is.
I have to.
It's back to me. I'm gonna take Evil Dead 2.
Aw,
Love it.
that was gonna be mine.
Sorry, Gigi.
I am going to take The Taking of Deborah Logan.
Ooh.
Love that film. Shit. I gotta think of another one.
Yep.
I'm gonna take Get Out.
Oh,
Okay, bye.
I like that.
Damn it. I just thought of one I should have said, but I love Get
Damn
Out.
Um,
What were you going to say, Gigi?
No.
well,
We're just
because
curious.
you said Taking of Deborah Logan, I had a good idea here. So I am gonna take The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Oh, nice. I just bought a VHS.
I saw it. It's sick.
So good.
Chuck.
I am going to. I cannot make a top 10 list and not take Real as my number 9.
Oh, real. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Slasher Victim 666.
I love that movie.
So is this 9 and 10?
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take Hell House LLC.
Oh,
Ooh.
Okay.
You know what? Just to rep my man out because Chuck went out there. I'll take The Blackwell Goes to 4.
oh,
Ooh.
sweet.
The fourth one?
Yeah.
The fourth
Yeah.
one you're
Best one.
taking? That's
Yep.
it's so fucking good. I'm gonna end my list with the Jordan Peele masterpiece Us.
Nice.
You know, that movie's all right.
It's his best, but that's okay, Seth.
I'm pretty sure Get Out's his best, but it's okay.
Yeah.
No.
Nah. Thank you. Come again. I am going to take the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay, is this my last pick?
Let's see. Yeah.
No, yep.
It's my last one. Shit. I am going to take The Exorcist.
Ooh, how we all miss The Exorcist?
I know.
That was the last pick.
Damn.
Wow.
I also realized I didn't have like any classics on here, so I was like, okay, I gotta think of one.
That's a steal of the draft.
I know.
That is a seal.
I think
It
so.
went all the way to the end.
It did.
See,
It's the
guys,
Brock Purdy.
wasn't that fun?
That was really fun. I
enjoyed
loved that. And I think I'm gonna win, guys. I think I'm gonna fucking crush.
Yeah, I'm looking at my list and I'm not too happy with it. So
I would really appreciate if everybody could put it in a note format and text it to me after our thing so I can post. We could post them to the Instagram and TikTok, and we can have people vote to see whose list they like the best.
I think it's a great idea.
I agree too.
Okay.
Oh, I
And
don't know if
whoever
letting other people vote.
wins- Yeah, we should let other people vote. And what happens if we win?
Hmm.
You
What
are
should we
king
do?
of the podcast. Or queen.
Yeah.
What happens if we win?
You get a free coffee for the next morning
I
for
love
the next
that.
for the next episode.
I'll take it.
How about whoever's list wins, the other 3 PayPal coffee.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Nothing crazy. $3, $5, something like that. But we'll buy the winner a coffee.
I like that.
I'm
That's a
down.
pretty good one. Okay.
Is
I like
everybody
it.
on board with that?
Yeah.
I'm on board.
On board.
But obviously, if the person with the most followers wins, we need to take it to the
It doesn't
judges.
count. Yeah,
Eh.
doesn't count.
Your browser has lost connection to your camera. Make sure you have the. Oh, my camera disconnected.
Well,
Oh.
it's a good note to send us off then, Chuck, because
Yeah.
that was the end of the podcast anyway. I hope you guys all enjoyed this week's episode. Until next week, stay haunting my ghoulish team.
Stay haunted.
Stay
Stay
haunting.
haunting.
Stay haunting.
Bye,
And dog
everybody.
shoulders.
Make sure to follow us on all socials and share it
Oh,
with your
yeah.
friends.
Follow us. Like,
Spotify,
review,
Apple
subscribe.
Music, YouTube. Mhm.
Yes.
We're everywhere.
Sacrifice your
listen-
soul to us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Perfect.
won't
Stand
give
on
it
our
back.
dog shoulders.
Bye.